We worked hard today on our first film, which took on a life of its own, adding lot of blank pages. So we decided to just finish this update, inspired by another YouTuber's fine and lengthy work. Adding a few more facts. Though short, it is very serious news that the estate of Charlie Kirk, the American political leader, turned up in FBI news linked to North Korean weapons. Real life is getting stranger than movies. We open with this: the company formed by Erica and Charlie is registered at 30 North Gould, Sheridan, Wyoming. Study this amazing story. We could not find more on the Kirk's company, so we looked at the address, which has the opposite problem. Please do not think that this is not legal, in spite of what is printed in the articles later. The agents handle tens of thousands of incorporations. It is clear they do not study these applications. The address is famous all over the world, and has recently taken out addresses in other states. I enclose those too. They want you to pay for their services before they reveal the street addresses of most other American states. People really should be more careful when dealing with people and places unknown. The lawyers for the Kirk family insurance money, to be paid out after he died, is not this same address. They are in another state, and yet this registered agent is used. I don't understand this, and will recommend another YouTuber to you. I did find the website listing many other states for the registered agents handling Charlie Kirk's insurance, and looked into the lawyer for the registered agents, which also uses a second name, a legal change. Northwest Agents. The incredible story unfolding about the mysteries in the will of Charlie Kirk are as follows. In the year 2023, an insurance company was paid money by the TPUSA company for a policy on the life of Charlie Kirk. The premium alone was around $350,000 in American money. A premium is not the whole price, it is the payment that must be made every year. People have been trying to guess how much the whole sum would be. The sum inherited by his wife and family. They have guessed that it is more than $10 million, though some people guess that the sum is as large as 35 million or even larger. At any rate, the widow had no need to raise money after he died, though many people kindly helped. The investigator I refer you to found out something very interesting. The money was loaned to pay the insurance premium by the company staff of Turning Point. It was loaned, and the money at the time of death was to be paid to the CEO. This gets a little complex. What is really unusual for such huge sums of money is that Wyoming laws needed no names at all on all the legal documents. I never knew that such large money could be so private and hidden. Charlie was the CEO then in 2023, so anyone could assume that all of these affairs passed through him. They may not have, because within days after his death, his wife Erica took charge of the company, repaid any money, and therefore clarified the situation for the recipients of the money to receive that huge sum of money. Complicated, right? The lawyer and agent Bryce Mirvang is from a respectable Norwegian family, with references to their achievements in both Norway and America to be found on the internet. He lives in Idaho, where he also has had law offices. He registered to work as a lawyer in Utah the same year that the insurance was taken, and began a legal aid business there in 2020. Utah was where Charlie was murdered in 2023. I will pause and let you study the rest of the forms. The final name is a right-wing supporter of many right-wing causes, Rob Monster, who denies he is racist and only wants platforms for free speech. The bitterness between the two parties is so extreme that he could be sincere when he claims to have monitored for extremist content. It is his connection to the Charlie Kirk story and the same registered agent. These people are traveling in the same social circles. And yet it is mostly people at YouTube who are trying to look into the mysteries around the tragic early death of this man. Which causes even more interest. It is a circular story. I said we were trying to finish a much longer film, which refused to stay within its shape, the audio even worse than this one, so I hope a few small parts of this are useful. Thank you for listening, and being our first viewers, we hope to do more. Please pause this film on the money screens. We think they will help other researchers into this story. We intend to include a PDF of court hearings. They clearly link the TPUSA story to the famous street address, which is clearly linked to the Epic scandals, the same names, as the Epic people know and knew the TPUSA group. Again, we say we do not accuse anyone of any wrongdoings. We believe where no profits are involved, the general public who pays for these men and women by paying more taxes, that American public has a right to know these facts. We are not manipulated by either left versus right, nor by any idle chatter about religion, as we think church and state should be separate, and not used in shallow public relations campaigns, as we have been suffering lately in American politics. I did not think the Epic story was more than a footnote until this morning, when I realized there might be something important. Looking through the court hearings, I found a Norway connection, and Norway is the country origins of Bryce, the lawyer and agent who is part of all these stories. He connects everything, and Norway as a country is now linked. I don't know what this means. To close the North Korea weaponry, part of this colorful story is what drew me in. I only know one truth. Almost all of the people in the story hate communism, and they say that they hate China for its communism, and yet a very communist country is central to the story. Truthfully, we cannot understand this. It should be looked into, as nuclear weapons are a serious issue. For all of us, even the people living in Asia, weapons pointed at China will also decimate the peripheral nations, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Japan. Thank you for listening. Please share and subscribe. We are sorry for the audio and hope to get some sound equipment and lighting too, so in a few more films we can go better YouTube films.